All right, all right. Feeney Talks with Friends, episode 158. I'm with a great friend. How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing great, Eric. Thank you.
Retired Colonel Mike Cabrey is in the house. This is an amazing thing. This is our highest ranked podcast guest.
Your bar's low, man.
Your colonel, retired colonel, 30 years.
Yeah.
In the active military.
All active duty.
All Army.
Yep.
And I counted, looking through your resume and looking you up, 30 roles.
Yeah.
Right? I can start with you were a plebe.
Yes.
You're a cadet. But most importantly, you are
a husband to Kathy and a dad to Connor, Rebecca, and Dee Dee, my kids.
That is the most important role.
I've worked the hardest for those. I may have been gone a lot, but when I was home, I think my wife and I counted up, there was 7.5 years of time while I was in the Army that I was not at home.
Really?
And so when I came home, I wanted to be that person to them. So my uniform came off and I was dad as much as possible and husband as much as possible. Worked hard.
Yeah. Out of the 30, 7.5 away from family.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So kudos to your wife, Kathy.
Absolutely. Yeah.
She held it down.
She did everything. Yes.
Wow. And interesting story too. So where'd you meet her?
I met Kathy in Germany. I was a lieutenant and was coming home from the gym one night and walking past one of my friend's apartments, and he leaned out the window and said, "Mike, there are American girls cooking dinner here tonight. You want to come over?" I'm like, "Yes, let me go grab a shower." So ran back to my apartment, grabbed a shower, went back to his place, and 2 women were there. One happened to be in the kitchen cooking, and the other one was a college friend of one of my lieutenant friends there. And that's how they both ended up. They were just touring around Europe and visiting Lou, one of my friends. And so I walked in the kitchen to see who was cooking, and there was this beautiful woman doing chicken parm. And I said, "Man, that smells amazing." And then we went on 2 dates. Then she had to go back to work. She worked as a chef on a converted grain barge in the canals of France. And so she had to go back to work. So I met her like in, let's say, late August. And then she went back to work until October. And then we kept in touch, calling, writing letters still.
Yeah.
This is like 1989. So we were just communicating back and forth. She said, "Hey, my parents are going to be in France. Paris, do you want to come join us?" Absolutely. Jump on a train and went over there. And then, so this was probably our 4th date. And that's when I told her that I planned on marrying her in front of the Cathedral of Notre Dame. And she said, "I don't know, I've got a Eurail pass. I may not make that one." As it turned out, we got engaged in November.
Of the same year?
Of the same year.
Wow.
Yeah, so we had literally 6 dates. And then got engaged. And
That's
then
a beautiful story. That's
35 years
cool.
later, we're
And
still in
3
it.
children.
3 kids, yep.
Military family.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah.
And your kids bounced around to different schools and stuff? Did they do the
Kid-
whole military thing?
Our kids went to at least 8 different schools before they went to college. So I think my oldest daughter, she was the one that actually got 4 years in one high school. So it was great for her.
Where was that?
That was in Leavenworth, Kansas. Beautiful Leavenworth, Kansas. Prison capital of America.
Yeah, Fort Leavenworth. Right? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Fun. Oh, wow.
But yeah, the other ones.
So considered Army brats, right?
They are Army brats, yeah.
Army brats. Did they appreciate it? Did they have regrets? Did they want to stay? How were the feelings? Did you talk it over as a family? Were these family meetings when you had to move? Or
We talked it over, but I think they understood always, and probably my wife was the best at explaining it to them, that the Army asks you what your desires are, where you want to go, but the number one thing is, what are the needs of the Army? What's your skill set, and where is there going to be an empty slot that you have to go to? And usually you had a couple choices, and I like to think I voted for my family on a couple of times where I had the opportunity to have a couple what would be considered great feather in the cap type jobs, but instead, a good example, after I'd finished as a battalion operations officer, or brigade operations officer at Fort Drum, New York, they offered me this, job as the fire support trainer down at the Joint Readiness Training Center, Fort Polk, Louisiana.
Okay.
Not a great place. I mean, I'm sure people from there know that there's good things to do, and there's good things you can find about every place you go. I don't want to demean any place, but it wasn't at the top of our list. Basically, the school systems there are not great, and but it would have been a tremendous job for me. It was that, or go to a NATO assignment in Europe, and have the family come with me and have time with them, and life would be a little bit more relaxed. And so I thought, there's an opportunity. The kids were the right age. They were in elementary, like 5th grade, 6th grade time. So they appreciated it. And to this day, they all still love traveling. They think traveling is the greatest thing in the world.
Yeah.
A daughter in England who lives in England right now.
It's a great learning opportunity. Get to see another place and learn
to learn their culture. Yeah,
and food,
absolutely.
Food traditions. So your daughter's currently in it. Is she the nurse or
No. The nurse practitioner, my oldest daughter Dee, is in West Hartford here with our grandkids.
Okay.
And then my youngest daughter Rebecca, she was the one who she graduated from Annapolis, did 5 years in the Navy, medically retired, went to grad school, started working for GE, and now she works wind energy, over in England for GE.
Very cool.
And then my son, he graduated from West Point. He did 6 years and then got out, went to grad school. Now manages a bunch of data scientists for one of the boutique defense contractors down in D.C.
Very cool. Very cool. So you have another important role, Grandpa.
Grandpa, yep.
Which
Pop
one?
Pop.
No, I was going to say, what do they call you?
Yeah, I'm Pop Pop.
Pop
Pop and Gigi.
Pop and Gigi. I like it. Yep. So my grandkids, well, my daughters call my wife's dad Pop Pop.
Okay.
And his dad was Pop Pop. So it was like a cool thing, Pop Pop. Is it a military thing? Because he was in the Navy.
I don't know if it's military or where, if there's an area of the world where certain grandparent names stick. I mean, like my grandfather was German. Now, he was an American. He was families from Germany originally, but he was in the U.S. Army in World War II and the Korean War. But we always called him Pop Pop. And I talked to a few other people whose German roots, German ancestors, Pop Pop seems to come up a lot.
Okay. I've noticed that too. Man, so now what are the 4 years of West Point? The nicknames. I know the first year's plebe.
Yeah, your
plebe
year, and then they call it the yearling year is your sophomore year.
Oh, yep.
Cow year
Yep.
is the third year, and then you're a firstie your senior year.
Did
I get that right from your research?
Yucks or yearling?
Well, yucks, yeah, you call them yucks, yeah.
Sure, but you hit it on the head.
Okay.
But plebes, I remember I went to a Notre Dame game, Notre Dame versus Army, and when the guys were walking by, we'd go, plebes, 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 and I thought that was always funny. And in some schools, there are knobs.
Knobs. I think the VMI or Citadel calls them knobs.
Citadel.
Yeah. I think
Citadel calls them knobs. One of my friends went to Citadel. And why are you a firstie if you're a senior in college?
Firstie? It's your first class year. You're
first class officer?
Yeah.
Official? Okay.
Because we go first class, second class, third class, fourth class is the other designation of the class. Fourth class is the lowest level.
And you graduated in 1986?
86.
How was West Point? Beautiful campus. I love it. My daughter shoots riflery and goes there twice a year.
Okay.
It's amazing. And I've always wanted to go. I think my 8th grade, they took a field trip. For some reason, my behavior didn't allow me to go. But my daughter got, and I put in the headphones. I jogged. I was wanted to really take it in. So it was really cool. On the roof of one place, it said Sink Navy.
Yeah. Cullum
Go
Hall.
Army.
Cullum Hall, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's the name of the building. And I don't know if they still do it. I mean, how crazy they get there. But it used to be that they would take plates. The plebes would take plates out of the mess hall and spell stuff out on the big marching plane in front of Washington Hall and spell things out with thousands of plates, and then have somebody get in trouble for that. And we can hang sheets off clock towers and things like that for the Navy. Beat Navy Week is a big week there. Spirit Week. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But West Point itself, I mean, I would say I struggled there academically. I worked hard, and I was not a top student. Now, I ended up going to summer school twice. We called them STAP stars, so summer term academic program, and we would put them on the inside of our jackets, like letter jackets and all. So it was kind of a secret society, these guys that are just struggling by. But the thing is, you graduate, and everybody that graduates is a lieutenant. So you're all,
as long as you graduate,
you're all lieutenant when you graduate.
Yeah.
And
a degree is a C, or a C for a degree, or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
2-0 and go. That was
Oh, there you go. There you
2-0 and
2-0
go.
and go. No, that was great. I had a you're in 1986.
Mhm.
Nice. And then your son was what year?
He was 15.
2015.
Yeah.
That is awesome. That's legacy. That's really cool. Father, son, both went to West Point. I had another podcast guest, Captain Paul Bucha. Do you know?
Yeah,
Heard
Paul
of him?
Bucha.
1965.
Medal of Honor.
Medal of Honor. He was podcast guest number 43. Go back
So
and check it out.
technically, he outranks me.
No,
I would
so he was a
salute-
captain.
I would salute a Medal of Honor wearer.
So
Um,
I got to go back. So you're not the highest ranking podcast guest?
Probably not.
But
By
he's a
pure
captain.
rank, by pure
You're a
rank, yes.
colonel. But the Medal of Honor
Medal of Honor
automatically
opens up a lot of things for you. No, it's
does it
one of those
really?
ones where you hold.
Honestly, it does it.
It is considered. I mean, most of them are given posthumously, so there's not a lot of Medal of Honor.
There was only, when I interviewed him, there was only like 60 living
Yeah.
out of the 170 that there ever were. There were only 60 living. He was one of 60.
Yeah.
So I interviewed him in March 2022. 22, yeah. He was amazing. He's in
Yeah.
a swimming Hall of Fame. Vietnam ran down and risked his life.
Yeah.
Losing troops, carrying troops, had a whole story. Amazing story, amazing human being.
Yeah, his story is
Have you
incredible.
interacted with him?
I've met him before, but not in a prolonged engagement or anything like that.
Yeah.
I think I've been somewhere where he was a speaker. And
Yeah. He did our back to school rah like convocation one year at West Hartford at Conard High School. It was
Okay.
amazing. He's a great guy. And then he recently passed July 2024.
Yeah.
His grandchildren were at my school. I taught his granddaughter and his grandson.
Okay.
Matilda was first, older. She's like in middle school now. And then Fletcher's currently in 5th grade. So, and then what's the hotel everyone stays at? The
Hotel
Thayer?
Thayer.
Thayer?
Thayer, yeah.
He has like a suite dedicated to him.
Yeah.
All his plaques and everything, or maybe, and then he has he has something in the pool. Is our first boom pick. Stefania, you ready? You ready? At the pool. Boom. Oh, that's at Thayer Hall, a Thayer Hotel.
Yep.
And he has like a corner. Black Army Knight Remembered, Medal of Honor, Paul Bucha. Yeah. He's like a hero. Legend.
He is, yeah.
But I had to like sneak into this swim area because it's for authorized personnel only.
Yeah.
I told him that he was my grandfather. I had to see Paul Bucha. It was close enough. I told both
by the
his
cadet honor
grandkids-
code, you get kicked out for that. So
Really?
Yeah. Cadet will not lie, cheat, or steal. But you weren't a cadet, so
Okay,
they
good.
can't really hold you to it.
But I was trying to.
But you got it though.
I got it. I had to get the pic.
There you go.
Because he told me that picture was in there. I hunted it down. I lied, cheat, and steal, but it was a wonderful photo, and I thought it was worth it. No one was harmed. He's a hero. What was I going to say? So, how often have you gone up? Do you go to football games?
I've gone to a few football games there. Not in the last couple years. Just timing hasn't worked out for some. I've gone to a couple of wrestling matches. Driven down to go watch a couple of wrestling matches. When we lived in D.C., I'd go to the Army Navy games when they were down in the Baltimore and Philly area, especially when the kids were going there. In fact, one of the pictures I think I sent you has the whole family at halftime of one of the Army Navy games with my son and daughter in their uniforms, and my other daughter wearing like a Navy
Someone
scarf.
had scarves.
Yeah,
Scarves on.
my wife and my daughter, I think, or my oldest daughter, are wearing a scarf. But underneath the scarf, my
Ready for
oldest
the next boom. Boom. Those are Navy scarves. Oh, because she went to Annapolis.
my
Navy.
youngest daughter, the one with the white hat, she's the Annapolis.
Oh, yep.
Okay, and my son, the tall guy there, that's
So
Connor.
are they currently serving at the same time?
They were in school the same. They were a year apart,
Oh,
1 year
nice.
apart in school. So the funny thing is, Becca got accepted to West Point, but she said, "There's no way I'm going to go to that place and be Connor's little sister one more time," because she was always his little sister in school.
Okay. That makes sense. Look how young you are. You're looking good over here.
Yeah, that was in like 14. That's about 11 years ago.
That's so cool. What?
11 or 12 years ago, yeah.
I like it. That was so cool. That's amazing. Man, wonderful story. When are you going to write a book? This is great. This is so cool. And then back to I'm really amazed, and I learned something new, that you would salute Paul because he's a Medal of Honor. That's like tops. If he earned it as a private, you would still salute.
Yes,
him.
you would render respect to that individual's accomplishments and what they had to do.
That's the number one.
It is the highest award. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, and then you've earned the Brave Star.
The Bronze Star.
Bronze Star.
Yeah.
Sorry. Bronze Star.
There are a couple in between the Bronze Star and the Medal of Honor. Distinguished Service Cross and Silver Star are in between there.
Okay.
Each one requiring a little more sacrifice, if you will.
Gotcha. Firefight or
and your
injury.
Not so much. The injury is the Purple Heart. So if you get wounded, you get a Purple Heart.
Oh, that's
you
right.
get a Purple Heart. You've earned a Purple Heart.
Yep.
But the higher in level of those awards are you think of the words of valor.
Yep.
And total disregard for your own health and safety.
Yep.
And you are engaging with the enemy, and you are taking care of those around you.
You're putting others.
You're putting your life at risk. You're putting your life
Yep.
at risk to accomplish the mission while saving others.
That's amazing. Well, let's go over the things that I know. I did say that. I think on the podcast, I was like, "Oh, because I'm so embarrassed. You won the Medal of Honor," and it was like, "Oh, what an idiot!" No, that's earned, right?
It's earned, yeah. That's
so
I said most of them are given posthumously. So
we got another boom. We're a lot of booms today. These are beautiful medals right here. This is air assault.
Yes, air assault wings.
So you parachuted. This is your parachutist.
No, that's not the parachutes. That's air assault school.
Oh, okay.
Those are the airborne wings. Yeah,
Okay, oops.
That one's the airborne wings. That's jumping out of a plane.
How many times?
Well, you got to jump 5 times to get the badge, and then Ranger School. I think I had like 5 more jumps.
This is your Ranger tab.
Yeah.
I still see your Ranger tab.
Yeah, it is it is the only tattoo I have.
What made you, what year was that? What was the inspiration?
Okay, funny story. Never had a tattoo, and my wife is not a big fan of tattoos. She's like, I don't want you to get a tattoo. I'm like, okay, I won't get one. But then a couple of my friends had them, Ranger tabs that they got on their shoulders. And I always thought that would be cool to get because that's where the tab is worn on the uniform.
Yep.
And, this may be a part you have to edit out. My wife said, if you ever got high, I'd let you get a tattoo. And so this is like 2020, I think is when it was. So I've been out of the Army for 4 years, no longer working for Department of Defense. I'm free and clear. I'm retired. And in the role I had in Colonial Beach, Virginia, I helped get a guy permission zoned properly to put a tattoo place in. Town had never had one, but we got it in. It was exactly how the municipal government should work. Approach the board, the town council. Town council gives the planning commission. Planning commission looks at it, does some work on the zoning and laws, and then brings it back up to the town council. Town council says, yes, this guy opens his business. And I told him, I said, I want to be one of your first customers. But again, I don't have a reason to get a tattoo other than about that same time, a good friend of ours gave me a little bit of a brownie. And my wife said, yes, you've achieved the state of high, and you can have your tattoo, because she thought I was hilarious. But
that's an awesome story, because your whole life you never had that feeling.
No,
the military service.
Yeah, you get your analysis tests every month. You're like, there's no reason to. So
I have a friend like that too. He's a cop. He said when he retires, that's going to be his next move. He's like, I'm going to do something.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. No, the
so that was
tab. Yeah. Mike has it. I noticed it right away. It's a great talking point. You're like, and he's chiseled. So he's chiseled with the Ranger tat. And I'm like, I'm not messing with Mike. And we start to talk, and here we are. So I'm very excited to talk with you. Again, this is Retired Colonel Mike Cabrey. You are, so in that role, got the guy the tattoo, you were a deputy mayor? Or were you on the volunteer?
I was actually on the Planning and Zoning Commission.
Okay.
And then I ran for town council after a year, and then got I guess, more nominated to be the vice mayor of the town.
Yeah.
So I had the most votes of the town council race that year, and that's kind of the thing. Whoever got the most votes, we're gonna unless there's great big objections from the rest of the council, we'll let this person be the vice mayor.
Did you campaign and give?
I did
speeches and stuff.
Yeah, I went out and
did you door knock?
Door knocked. Colonial Beach is a town of like 2,800 people, so maybe 3,000. Summertime, it might jump up about 4,500 because of a lot of rentals there and all, and right on the water. But it's a golf cart town. So I was driving through Colonial Beach with my golf cart and my bags of goodies and my flyers and pamphlets and stuff, and going door to door and campaigning.
And that's when you had the awesome house with the deck that went out?
The big pier, yeah.
Pier?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was nice. And was that also when you were a substitute teacher?
Yes.
Man, this guy.
That was my first
we're
job.
On all these roles. These are
That was
30.
my first job after I retired and said, all right, I'm really bored now. I got to do something. So I went to the high school and said, hey, do you guys need a tutor to help out with anything? They're like, can you sub? I said, do I need a certificate? They're like, do you have a bachelor's degree? I said, yeah, I got that and a little bit more. And they're like, you're good. You're good to sub. So
now all you need is a pulse to sub.
Yeah.
Back then you needed college degree. You had 2 masters. You had your master. I mean, you taught at the academy, the
School of Advanced Military Studies, SAMS. Yeah,
SAMS. It's an acronym we're going to talk about later.
Okay.
No, it's just great. So you worked at the Pentagon.
Yes.
You were chief of staff. When I hear that, like that's like the biggest role ever. But you did that. You were chief of staff to the provost.
I was after the
chief of staff to the director.
Yeah. So after the Pentagon, when I first got to the Pentagon in 2012, I was the chief of staff of the J7, so one of the joint directorates under the joint staff. And we had the largest directorate, and we had a huge population of military, civilians, and defense contractors, because we had the J7 was in charge of training, doctrine,
and JAG. J7. What's the J7 stand for?
7 is just the number that they assign. So J1 is personnel, J2 is intelligence, J3 is operations, J4 is logistics.
Gotcha.
J5 is plans, J6 is communications, J7 is doctrine, training, and education. J8 is the acquisition. So the 8 joint directorates.
Gotcha.
And so we had the biggest one in. I was made the chief of staff. So 2 years I did my penance, going in really early, spinning the wheels on the door lock to go in and turn the lights out at night. And then after 2 years,
you opened and shut down the Pentagon?
No, just our area of the Pentagon. Yeah, no. But the Pentagon doesn't shut down. So
yeah, okay,
true. The parking lot's at least half full almost all the time.
Yeah.
So.
Now, how many people go in and out of that on a daily basis?
So I think when I was there, I think they said the Pentagon has like 22,000 employees in that one building.
Yeah.
And, getting a lot of them are shift work, guys that are coming in the evenings to work the current ops. And
I've been to DC so many times and I've never, do they do tours, or can you go in and visit?
They've done tours. I know I don't know. It's been a couple of years since I've been there, but yeah, you could sign up for tours. And the cool thing about the tour is they have, these young soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, that are assigned to the honor guards there in D.C., they'll do the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. Same group of guys. And they have to train to become tour guides in the Pentagon. And what they do is they will walk the entire backwards. And so they got a crowd in front of them, and they're just talking to the crowd, and they're pointing stuff as they go, and they're just walking backwards, hoping that the crowds split.
Is it very structured and military, like how they march in the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier?
No, because they're
not taking 20 steps, pause, go.
No.
They walk backwards.
Yeah, they walk backwards, and it's funny to watch them do the training because their senior NCOs are with them with clipboards, and they're like, "No, you missed one," kind of thing. It's like but.
Oh, so it's an honorable position.
It is. Oh, yeah.
It's so cool. All right. So
you've got to work hard to get to do it.
I parked at a mall once and saw it really close at DC. I forgot where and when, but I was like, oh, that's the Pentagon. Like
Crystal City Mall.
Yeah. There you go.
Right there.
There you go. I teach shapes in 3rd grade, so I always pull up, when we're talking triangles, Pentagon, we talk about the Pentagon. Go. What goes on the inside of the Pentagon? Is that an atrium, like outside hangout spot, like for lunch?
So yeah, there's actually a little sandwich place in the very center of the courtyard. And rumor has it that at the height of the Cold War, the Soviets had these satellites flying over, and they would see all these people going into this one central building. So that was going to be the number one target because they figured that was like a command center. It was a burger joint. So
they were going to bomb the burger joint first.
Yes, that was the place. That was a target. But yeah, so it's just like it's funny. A big open space.
This is a hot spot.
It's a cut through.
The best of the best go here every day. It's a burger place.
It's a burger place.
Wow, very cool. Let's do this game.
Okay.
You've been a lot of places in your 30 years.
Right.
Well, maybe we could do it could either be like a rank or a job or a location. Your best rank or job location, your worst rank or job location, your first rank or last. So it's best, worst, first, last. Any order you want.
Best rank or job?
We'll say location.
Best location.
Was it Germany?
Yeah.
Is Germany known to have the best base? Olympic swimming pool, workout?
Oh, God, no.
No? Oh.
The base we were on, and this is when I was working for NATO. So I was in Germany as a lieutenant, and we were the only American combat unit that was in the very northern part, up by Bremen and Bremerhaven. So way in the very northern part. We were an anomaly. Americans were an anomaly. The Brits had the biggest footprint up there. And if you go back to D-Day invasion in Normandy, if you follow the maps where we came ashore and the Brits came ashore as we went across France and then started settling Germany, the Brits stayed in the north. We went down into Bavaria. So Frankfurt on south is where most of the American units are. And to this day, that's kind of how the footprint still plays out. It was all based on where those beaches were in Normandy, where we kept moving across and over. But so as a lieutenant, it was a small army base. We had a gym on the base there. It wasn't much. I belonged to a gym downtown, but hung out with the German people, and, they let about 5 or 6 of us lieutenants join their gym, and they were like our tour guides. They were our age and had good friends with them. But the second assignment in Germany, when I had the kids with me, that was just fun. I mean, we had more opportunities for leave than I could accrue leave in the Army. So they had 2 weeks of Christmas, 2 weeks in the summer, 2 weeks in the spring.
Oh, yeah.
And so we would take that time to go travel Europe and take the kids around to see things. And
so they saw stuff at a young age. Like that's why they're still traveling to this day.
Yeah. When we went to Italy one year, right around Easter time, it was the Leaning Tower of Pisa had just opened up after having been closed for decades. And so we were one of the first groups of people that got to go up that. And my daughter, I remember she was leaning over the edge, and I was joking, like, should we spit? Should we spit? Off the top of this tower, the leaning. And she, fast forward a few years, she was doing her Common App essay for college.
Yep.
And the title of her essay was To Spit or Not to Spit. Kind of brought in the whole how she got to travel all over the world and got to see so many things and adjust and adapt, and how she thought growing up in that environment would make her a good student for UConn. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Did she get in?
She did.
So we got first, last, best, worst.
Okay.
That was your best
assignment.
Germany. No, Germany was your first. Or where was
Germany was my first assignment.
Gotcha.
Yes. And Germany was also my best assignment.
Nice.
Okay. So first and best, but different times.
Okay.
Many years apart. What's going to be funny is worst. It's kind of hard to distinguish what the worst is, because worst can be I was away from my family, which was bad.
Yeah.
And that happened a couple times. But both of them were extremely rewarding and developmental. A year in Korea was incredibly rewarding, because without my family, all I did was work. I'm here without my family. I'm going to put my heart and soul into this. And I worked.
What was your role there in Korea?
I was the division chief of operations. So the crisis action planner, North Korean subs come ashore, North Koreans incursion along the DMZ. The instructions were call Mike Cabrey, as though I'd come up and fire up the operations center and get things started, whatever status boards we needed, make communications with the Republic of Korean Special Operations Forces. So it was just like, it was a really heady job. You're like, just boom, boom, things happening all the time.
But stressful and sounds like high top security.
Yeah, it was
lives on the
stressful,
line, and like this is real.
It was stressful, yeah. But then on the same token, deploying to Iraq in 2003 as a battalion commander. So I was a major in Korea, as a lieutenant colonel in Iraq in 2003, and yeah, I'd had some moments of being frightening, being rewarding, being just angry at things, you know. And
did you just mention Iraq?
Yeah.
Now, confirm or deny, did you have a severe injury in Iraq?
Technically, yes. I was injured in Iraq. Was not wounded, but injured.
Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, I mean, it was. I think I'll start out with the Army is a young man's game or young person's game, because there are definitely women that are just absolutely tough as nails and as good as every man is out there. And I've got pleasure to serve with a bunch of them. But I'll say it's a young person's game. Wearing a lot of body armor, the extra body armor plates and your Kevlar and day packs and weapons and magazines and all, you're carrying around a few extra pounds on you as you're running around. And there was a time we were in an operation, and I happened to be out with the unit that was conducting it, just kind of with the lieutenant, seeing how they do. And we got involved in a chase and jumping over walls, and I was not as nimble with my body armor and stuff on as I used to be.
That could be 70 pounds.
Yeah, it was probably not 70, probably 35 pounds of gear, but just, you know, it's hot, and I'm what was it, 41, 42 at the time. And kind of land wrong, crunch the back up a little bit, and that happened several more times. And you go to the doctor, give me some Motrin, vitamin M, you know, to just go. And by the time we're getting ready to leave Iraq, my back was really starting to get bad. But we hit a bomb crater before we got out of Iraq into Kuwait, and just the jolt of that ended up rupturing a disc in my back. It had been pinched, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, it was bulging already, and this just ruptured it, and it went out and attached to a nerve bundle, and then they ended up medevacing me to launch stool for emergency surgery and all.
Yeah, because you have compressed discs in your back, but none of the bomb shrapnel affected you.
Not. I do have one piece of shrapnel that I didn't know about until probably about 6 years after I got back from Iraq. As an IED event, that a little piece of shrapnel, sliver of metal, went right through the vehicle and into my pant leg and into my calf. And at the time, I just thought, oh, just something stung, because it's just hot and sharp and goes in. Like, just picture a needle being fired at you. And didn't see it until the docs were doing x-rays of my knee, and they're doing, you know, an MRI, and they're like, hey, you've got metal in your leg where you shouldn't have metal in your leg. And that was the only, it's like, yeah, I remember that one time when...
You didn't know that the whole time?
No.
There's metal in your leg?
Yeah, because it was just...
Still in there? Did you save it?
It's a small piece. Yeah, still in there. The guy said, doc says, like, yeah, it's not worth going up. It doesn't bother you. Don't worry about it. And
will it get the beep beep on the
no, it's not big enough for that. It's literally like it's a little thicker than a needle, but it's only maybe an inch long and maybe an eighth or 16th of an inch wide. So it's not a big piece of shrapnel. Like I said, it went in through and so fast that I never even realized it was there. I thought, oh, I got a scratch, and that was it.
So your back took a beating.
Back took a beating, yeah.
Yeah, but you're still in great shape.
Try to be, yeah.
Is that preventative? Like, is that working out to help the back?
It is. I mean, I've always looked at fitness as being something that was, one, it's always important in the military. It was important to me. I wrestled in high school and college, and so fitness is always...
So you wrestled for West Point?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm not on their Hall of Fame wall. But
you're not in the Hall of Fame?
No.
So Bucha's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I know he is. Yeah, Mike just didn't do enough, you know.
What weight class? What was your record?
I was 150. So I think it's 149 is the actual weight class now, but I think it was 150. And I will say I batted about 500.
You
know, I was
your own,
respectable. But
can't win them all.
No, and I didn't wrestle my senior year because I went to the coach and said, if I don't stop wrestling, I'm not going to graduate. I know that for a fact.
For the studies and stuff.
Yeah, there's no let up for you're a varsity athlete, you have the same, 22 hours credit hour schedule that anybody else does. So it's grueling.
Jeez.
For me, it was grueling, I'll say. But
Yeah.
so going back to worst assignment, I felt like when our unit left Iraq, we had accomplished a lot. Like we
What
left
year was
the area.
Iraq?
That my first trip over there was 2003, like August 2003 to September 2004.
Wow, whole year?
Yeah.
Like 13 months, actually.
Almost 13 months, yeah. And then I went back a couple more times in staff roles. I was part of a team that we would go over. We conduct exercises with units that were getting ready to go over, and then we would go over like 3 months after they got there and just kind of shadow them and watch, and then sit down with their commander, provide feedback on, hey, we think you got a good process here, or here's something you might want to consider, the timing of having this meeting so that you get this kind of So kind of an advisory.
AAR?
An after action review.
Hey.
We would do the after action reviews after the operation. This was our role. Our mission was to go in there
With them.
and
In collaboration at the same
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So you're like modeling what to do.
yeah, modeling and consulting, if you really will. It's like we're kind of an extra set of eyes and ears for the commander and the staff, and help them kind of implement best practices that we'd seen in other units. So that was a job that, even though I was home, I was gone 270 days out of the year, in that job. Just in one trip, I flew around the world. Literally went from Fort Leavenworth, Kansas to Fort Hood, Texas for about 4 weeks, then to Norfolk, Virginia for a couple of weeks, then to Iraq for like 3 weeks, and then to Thailand for an exercise for like 4 weeks, and then circled back around the globe. And so we used to joke it was the Magellan patch. You circumnavigate the globe in one temporary duty trip.
Jeez, that's amazing. That's a great story. Like,
it's
that's
fun.
All worth it, right there.
Yeah.
Wow. So first, best, last. Did we do them all?
Yeah. So it's kind of a toss up. Like I said, Iraq was hard and tough, and Korea was the same way. Korea was a grueling assignment, but I always look back at Korea as like I learned more in that 1 year of being immersed in kind of crisis operations, crisis plan, crisis action planning. And I came out of there, I thought, I'm prepared to kind of do a lot of different jobs, I think.
Yeah. Thank you that was great storytelling. I learned so much. Let's go back to the way beginning. What had actually originally inspired you to join the military? My grandfather on my mom's side was a retired Army officer. But when I was born, he'd been out already, and he never talked about it. He just had a box of medals that he kept. And once in a while, he'd pull them out, and if I helped him clean the yard up one time, he's like, hey, here, you can have a medal. And he'd reach in his box, and I had no idea what these were. Some ribbon and a piece of metal. So I kept a bunch of them. But I thought it was cool he did it, but it didn't, I was like 6 years old. That wasn't really my motivation. And then as I got older in high school, we lived next to an Air Force base, and I'd see F-16s flying. I'm like, that'd be cool to do. Yeah.
Wonder how you get to do that, kind of. So I, did some research and asked around, and as much as a 14, 15-year-old could. And there's a place called the Air Force Academy where you can go and learn how to, and maybe become a pilot. And then, there's these other schools too, Annapolis and West Point.
Yeah.
And it was my sophomore year of high school when we were doing wrestling practice over the Christmas holidays. And one of the guys on the team, his brother was a wrestler at West Point, and his brother came back to work out with us. This guy walks in the room, and I thought, Captain America just joined the crowd here. This guy, talk about chiseled granite jaw, and the most polite and kind person, just a classy guy. And I thought, man, I want to be like him when I grow up. And so I started looking more and more into West Point as a place to go. And
nice.
That's kind of how that's really...
Yeah.
So I owe Pat Klecker and Dan Klecker commendations for that, for kind of setting the conditions for me to say, this is what I think I want to do.
Yeah, it just takes a couple like that. When he walked in the room, you're like, whoa, I want to be like that. And then to have that positive manner.
Yeah, he was just like a positive influence. And I met him later on in life too. After he left West Point, I I graduated from West Point. I saw him in the Army, and I told him one day, I said, "You don't remember me from the wrestling room at Layton High School." I said, "But you're the reason I went to West Point." And he's like, "Holy cow, really?" I'm like, "Yeah."
That's so cool. We're going to take a pause because we have some more special guests here.
Wow.
We're here at, well, let's thank some sponsors. Let's thank Direct Line Media, Stefania and Dave from Direct Line Media. None of this would be possible without them. Let's thank our wonderful hosts, Maximum Beverage. They've been hosting us ever since, and we've been collaborating on a lot of events. We've hosted our whiskey event, or they have hosted their whiskey event, and have been gracious enough to have Friends of Feeney be the beneficiary. So we have some special guests, and we have a nice, beautiful check time. You want to come around?
All right, so Whiskey Fest, what's the Weehaw Whiskey Festival 2000, actually now it's the Weehaw Whiskey and Spirits Festival 2025. It happened in, was it late September or was it early October? I don't know, one of the 2 dates. Anyways.
September 24th.
Was that what it was? September 24th. So we had our best event in a long time.
Yeah.
New venue.
Ooh.
Lot of people. I think our best attendance in like 2 or 3 years.
Live music was great.
The live music was excellent. We had Pangea World Beat. Check those guys out.
Check them out.
Yeah, it was an awesome event. We're so happy that we can, we have a local charity that, provides for families not only in West Hartford but in the greater Hartford community.
Yep.
We're obviously pleased to present you with the check for $7,000 for this year's Weehaw Whiskey and Spirits Festival.
Thank you so much. This collaboration goes back, I think, 6 years. This might have been. Yeah.
Okay. At least.
So we're looking forward to it, and we can't thank you enough. You are extremely thoughtful and generous. We love Maximum Beverage. We love the whiskey event. Do we have a date for the next? Save the date.
Similar.
Oh, this is similar weekend.
Say around that weekend, 24th.
The last Saturday in September.
Last Saturday in September works well because it's still pretty warm. A lot of people were outside. Yeah, it's going to be at Tonebrook Country Club, which was a great venue. Very happy with how that all turned out. At the end of the day, we want to create a great experience for the people that go to the event.
Yeah.
If we can raise money for charity, that's obviously a massive bonus. And of all that seemed to work out over the last 10, 11, I think this was our 11th year, maybe it was our 12th year.
Yeah, we also want to thank you and add in that we also sold over $1,000 worth of raffle tickets because we had a great location. As soon as people walked in, they grabbed their program, their cigar, and they hit the raffle or swag.
Sell some merch.
Sold some merch.
I bought a hat.
Got a hat.
Yeah.
Be a good friend. He's a good friend. Matt is a good friend.
Was the golf tournament.
Oh, and then that's another thing, too. So September 12th, it's official. It's going to be at Tunxus, but Maximum Beverage hosts the Whiskey Hole. It's usually hole 11? 14. That's what I said. Hole 14. So
I've never gotten a bottle back with whiskey in it. I always get empty bottles, which I'm fine.
Everyone golfed great until 14.
Yeah.
But golfing goes down 15, 16, 17 for some reason.
Yeah.
But no, it's a great collaboration. You're really a pillar in the community, and we can't thank you enough here at Maximum Beverage. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Matt. Connor way over there and the whole Whitney crew. We really appreciate you, and your support means the world.
What about Fordham?
Fordham, my girls got into Fordham. If this guy could get into Fordham, anybody should be able to get into Fordham.
Anybody, huh? Are they going?
I don't know yet.
Oh,
it's a lot.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah. So, but they got in. So we're very.
That's very good.
We're happy.
It's an
about
accomplishment, regardless.
Right?
Yeah.
So we'll see. So thank you for that. Thank you for hopping in the pick too. That was cool. We're here at Maximum Beverage. We just got a check for $7,000 for their whiskey event. You like whiskey?
Oh, yes.
Come to our next event.
Oh, I'll be there.
All right. You want to volunteer? I know
I'm
you love volunteering.
I'm one of their frequent buyers here of whiskey. I'll tell you that.
I heard you're their best customer. You got customer of the week. No, I'm kidding.
I got my picture up there.
Well, Connor knew you, so Connor was like, "I know, Mike. What's your whiskey of choice?"
I like High West.
Oh,
the Double Rye.
Okay.
And I don't know if I have a false liking to it because it's distilled in Park City, Utah.
Okay.
I'm from Utah.
Ah,
So
that's where I was gonna ask you where you wrestled in high school.
yeah,
Utah.
late in high school.
And now you like High West because of Utah.
Yeah.
Wait,
I like the flavor of it too.
Mormon State, they get to make whiskey?
Yeah. Now, when I was growing up there,
I thought it was dry at some point. No?
no, they have the 3-2 beer though. That's the only beer you get there. But even when I was growing up, like I'd say 10% of the state was not Mormon. I was not LDS. And people used to call Park City the city of sin because it was like the fun place. So you go skiing and everybody out there. I think it was just kind of a cool place to be. Park City has always been kind of a cool place, and it's just blossomed now. It's
Nice.
huge.
You still have family there?
My brothers still live in Utah. Yeah,
Nice.
both my brothers do.
Nice. Now, who could win in a fight in wrestling? Which brother? Who was beating up which brother?
I'm 7 years older than my next closest brother, so there really wasn't that much of a competition. And then my youngest brother, he's a state champion, all-state wrestler, but he was at the 98-pound weight class. He was really small.
98.
And so I could lift him up then. And
Yeah, they have that class? That's...
in high school they do, yeah.
Oh, okay.
College it starts, I think 125 is the lightest weight.
I was gonna say, that's featherweight.
Yeah.
Extra feather. What were some of your core values in the military? Or what? Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, integrity, and just honesty, loyal. And I think I'd like to say I had most of that instilled in me growing up. Even though my dad was in the military, he taught me the importance of doing a job and doing it right, sticking to your word, pushing yourself to be better, treating people with dignity and respect, regardless.
Yeah.
I'd like to think that West Point reaffirmed that, or just kind of validated that this is a way you should be. And so I've always wanted to, hopefully that I model that in who and people I interact with my family.
You reminded me when I first met you of the guy that came into the wrestling gym. You know, I looked at you like, wow, that's kind of like who I want to be when I grow up. No, dead serious. I don't know if you want to take it as a compliment but I saw you physically fit. You had the Ranger tat. Good head of hair. You were very polite. And like I said, hey, and you were like, talked, and we had a nice conversation. So I walked away going, man, that guy's, and ever since I'm like, I got to get him on the podcast. So I'll thank you again. I'm having a wonderful time chatting with you.
Hey, we're almost locker mates. So
Your locker's like 2 down. By choice, right? I kind of just like that one by the mirror. Why do you choose that one? Where's your little one down there?
The little one's right underneath there. Yeah, yeah.
I just started that one. My little one's around the corner, but I still just like that tall one for some reason.
And we put our shoes on top.
Yes. See, I want to be like you. You put your boots on top of the locker. I put my boots on top of the locker. You do kettlebell workouts. Now I want to do kettlebell
There you go.
workouts. How was that? Speaking of which, how is anything else of the military before we move on to civilian life?
I think we've beaten that horse. I mean, it
Yeah.
was a long time in my life. I'm glad I did it. I have zero regrets of any of the assignments I've had, and what I did. I'm glad I got to stay, and I'm glad I got to serve as long as I did.
Yeah, 30 years is remarkable. A lot of people do 20 and out. The goal's 20, obviously, right?
Yeah.
And then you just felt...
I just felt like I enjoyed doing what I was doing, and I'd always, when I was a lieutenant, I said, I want to be a battalion commander. That was, if I could become a battalion commander, because I had a great battalion commander as a lieutenant, a guy that, again, you look up to and you go like, that would be so cool to be like, Colonel Burns, and I got that opportunity. And so it was successful. My battalion command was successful. I didn't get fired, so it's successful. And just long enough, and then the next promotion happened, and then more college, and then the next, command. So it was like, it just made sense to stay in. Things were going well.
Yeah, very cool. So how was that? How did your Army career help you transition to your civilian life that you're doing now? Or how was that transition?
So transition can be a very difficult time for anybody in the military. It is. It's just difficult because you're not all entities in the civilian world treat employees or are run the same way military is. You'd have people revolting probably, right? But for me, my transition was pretty easy because I was working as the chief of staff at for the provost at National Defense University. As I was getting ready to retire, they basically said, "Hey, we're not going to get a backfill for you. If you competed for this job as a civilian, would you be interested in applying for and competing for it?" It's like, absolutely. And as it turned out, the job was basically made for me.
Is this before you got out?
This is right as I was
Right
getting
as
ready.
you're getting out.
Right as I was getting
Oh,
out.
so they almost created a position for you?
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah.
Ah, that's amazing.
So it was
Well,
doing.
that shows the job that you did, right? They know that you would be a good
and it was
fit.
kind of it was a unique thing because the provost was a great guy. I mean, I really enjoyed working for him. And then we had a chief.
Yeah, what is that?
The provost, he's the head of all the deans in the colleges.
Gotcha.
So he's the head academic. So
At
you had
every college or just at military colleges?
I think the provost, I mean, they may call him something different. It's at different colleges.
I was just unfamiliar with that.
Yeah,
Okay.
provost was the head of the academic, all the academic departments.
Gotcha.
So we had a president of National Defense University. You have the provost, and you had the chief operating officer. So the provost and the chief operating officer were kind of co-equals, but running different things. Chief operating officer is like, how much does it cost to give people an education, and are we giving them what we're saying we're giving them? And
Yeah.
and so my job, and I kind of took it on, was like, hey, how do I help the provost describe to the chief operating officer what we're doing and what the costs are to run a university? And so in that role I had for 2 years as a military, then 1 year as a civilian, that was my transition. I was doing what I was doing already, just to did different clothes, right? And I came to school in a suit, and that was it. And then I competed to be a dean of administration for one of the colleges there. And it was kind of, I went from working for the provost to working directly for the COO as the dean of administration. So every college had a dean of administration and a dean of faculty. And so I was the dean of
It's a
administration.
nice transition.
It was good, yeah.
So it's like almost staying in the military path. And
It was. It's a Department of Defense job.
Yeah.
The language is very similar, although you're exposed to a lot more from the interagency. So we had a lot of Department of State, Department of Energy, Department of Transportation, Homeland Security folks that were students enrolled at National Defense University, and faculty that was civilian faculty, PhD folks that.
Yeah, and you have 2 masters.
Yep.
So you were hanging with them academically.
I
Anyway.
could hang academically.
Right. So, and then, so your civilian life now, volunteering, being a grandfather,
Yeah.
and being a trainer.
Being a personal trainer, that's a brand new one. That's a role I'm just trying on right now. Because I'm a gym rat by heart, and it's a place where I go and relax. It's a cathartic experience for me to go to the
Yeah.
gym, and I never keep track of what my exercise is. I don't
Just go.
keep stats on anything. I just, what do I feel like doing today? And it's kind of how it's always been. I didn't want it to be a job. I wanted it to be kind of like, this is just my hobby, fun time. And then when I first got here to Hartford, I started going to the Wilson Gray YMCA. It was the gym that I saw on a map close by where I live. And when I walked in there one day, I said, hey, do you guys do after-school programs for kids? Do you need somebody to come tutor? Almost kind of how I got to be a substitute teacher, right? Colonial Beach.
Nice.
And they kind of said, well, yeah, we have these after-school programs and we have these teen programs on the weekends. Would you be willing to help out with that? Like, absolutely. And then they asked me I was on the board of their board of advisors for Wilson Gray for a while.
That's awesome.
And then joined, and then I'm another board I'm on is the Connecticut Veterans Legal Center out of, they're basically headquartered out of New Haven. But they have offices in the West Haven VA, Newington VA, and they're up helping veterans literally all over Connecticut.
Yeah. With that being said, the VA in Newington is great. Suggest any veteran should, or maybe do you agree or disagree with me? Suggest veterans reach out to the VA and to go over their past, like health-wise, like maybe injuries, health, or just talk it over.
The first thing you would do is you would go to a veteran service officer, a VSO, and that's either through American Legion,
Yep.
The VFW, organizations like Wounded Warrior Project have VSOs that will work with you and review your medical history and help you prepare the paperwork to submit to the VA for a disability rating or an upgrade of a disability or something. if you need an upgrade, you're not probably going to go through the VSO. It means you've already in the VA system, and your doctor says, hey, you've gotten worse at this. Okay, it may be worth going back to the VA and saying, hey, I want to resubmit my rating for my elbow or whatever it might be that's ailing you. But yeah, definitely with a veteran service officer first, VSO first, and then through the VA system.
And then I served 8 years in the Army National Guard as a medic out of New Britain, but I drilled at West Haven as a nurse, like a doctor.
Okay.
So I know that facility as well. I remember seeing blood in the hallway, and I was like, I almost like attempted to like, someone got like ripped an IV out walking down the hallway. So it wasn't that crazy. It was like droplets. But then I was like going to go wipe it up. And they're like, no, stay away. That's HIV. And I was like, oh my God, if I touch it, like, who knows? Like, that was like a stained memory. And then like talking, like a lot of veterans or patients just like to talk. They needed someone to talk with.
Yeah.
So I sat bedside and talked a lot. Gave a catheter. We don't talk about that, but that was interesting. Sticks with me. Like tube that far.
Stuck with that person too.
Stuck. He remembers it just like I do.
I'm sure.
But no, great facilities. Yeah, I would suggest the VA for a veteran. Actually, and then I was walking at a Hartford Athletic game, and a table for the VA was there. Got a number, shot him an email, called, went and got my hearing tested. It was good, but just like got involved and never thought to do that. But I was thankful for that table there, and I was very welcomed at the Newington VA. So
great
veterans out there, please, like I would suggest reaching out to your VSO first.
Yeah.
And then possibly seeing
and then seeking help and care, whether it be physical medicine, mental health.
Yeah. Someone to talk to.
Yeah.
So I'm totally for that, and I totally suggest it. Do you want to talk personally? How was your VA experience? Did you talk with someone? Did you have physical needs, or did you?
I mean, I've definitely got my money's worth out of the VA, both down in Richmond, Virginia, when I got out of the military, and we moved down to Colonial Beach, Virginia. Richmond was the closest VA center, so I had some surgeries done there, and I've had surgeries done up here at the West Haven one.
All right.
And I've gone through some PTSD behavioral health counseling, working with a psychiatrist up here. When we first moved up here, I was having a hard time. And again, there should not be a stigma attached to mental health. And I think there still is in some cases. People are afraid to talk about it, but I'm a big proponent of, hey, there are people in ways that they can help you. You don't fix it. It's not something that's going to be able to be turned off, but they help you learn ways to deal with it better. I mean, my family basically had an intervention with me, and Dad, you're becoming a jerk. You need some help. It's like, and I was being a jerk. And so,
it's good to talk about it, and
it's
strategies, coping strategies, working out, I'm sure is very helpful for you. So no, it's great. I wore my tags today. Were your dog?
I saw.
Now, do you call these dog tags, ID tags?
They were dog. I call them dog tags. Yeah.
I wear them on Veterans Day. And
mine are hung up on my shadow box that I have.
Yeah, let's describe this shadow box. And
so I have two of them. My wife put them together for me. One is like everything, the medals, badges, ranks, unit crests, kind of the shiny one, the big one I have. And the background of it is she took one of my old sets of dress blues trousers. So it's blue with the gold stripe down the side.
Nice.
That's the background for all the medals, ribbons, and the shiny stuff. And then she did one that was we call it a filled shadow box, or the combat shadow box. It's got name tapes from the subdued, like what I wore in Iraq and my uniforms there, and the black pins like the air assault wings, airborne wings, and that stuff. What else is in there? Oh, there's a set of spurs. I earned my combat spurs. So,
riding a horse spurs? Or?
No, there's in cavalry units, and we still have armored cavalry regiment now in Arm County. So we had a brigade reconnaissance troop. So a cav troop, which is a company-sized element, was attached to our battalion in Iraq, and they were escorted. I went with them to go to one of the other bases where we had some of our soldiers, and I was going to go do a promotion ceremony for a couple lieutenants that were down there. And the Brigade Reconnaissance Troop, the BRT, was my escort. And while we were going, we got a call of an IED event, another convoy that come under attack. So we got there, tried to secure the area, and actually found the guys that had set it off. And so we were on the chase with them. And so it was one of the few opportunities where I got on the radio and called in artillery, my own artillery, on the bad guys down in the field down there. So the troop commander, as a captain that worked for me, he's like, "Sir, you've earned your combat spurs, so you're going to get combat spurs for this." So working with the BRT and doing that. So it was just...
Do they look like spurs on a boot? I'm thinking
they're just kind of single points on them. So it's the horseshoe thing with one single stud coming out of it.
Gotcha.
But yeah, you could wear them on boots. So, but
very cool.
But that's what that shadow box looks like. It's
That's
kind of
awesome.
the tactical shadow box.
Maybe can you get a picture of that to me?
Yeah, I'll send you a picture of it. I could.
We're gonna put the picture right here, Stefania. Shadow box. Boom.
So the cool thing about Shadow Box, the one kind of neat thing is there are a couple ribbons in there medals that I'd earned my time in the Army, and my grandfather happened to have earned those too. And remember those medals I told you he gave me when I was a kid?
Raking leaves and
So
stuff,
yeah. So I have his Bronze Star instead of my Bronze Star in there. And I have one of his campaign medals instead of my campaign. It's the same. It's a little more shriveled, a little more faded.
Wow.
But just kind
Is
of
the
a
medal the same, but the ribbons
yeah,
worn.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
That's awesome.
So it's just a nod to
What
my
are you gonna do
grandpa.
with yours? Possibly give them to your son.
No, I don't think he
Okay.
wants them. He's
Time
he
to tell.
he earned his own stuff in Iraq, so he's.
Jeez.
I had a flag that was flown when we were there in 2004. Brought it back with me. I gave it to my son when he deployed to Iraq in 2017. And no, he deployed in 20. I'm sorry, 20. Took the same flag over to Iraq. So 17 years later,
The same flag.
We're in
been
this-
there twice.
we're in the same. Yeah, it was kind of surreal. And
Wow.
so he brought it back and he gave it back to me.
That's
So,
a special flag.
yeah,
That's a keeper.
we're still on the military stuff. It seems like.
I know. We always go back after 30 years. All right, kettlebell workout.
Kettlebell workout.
Give everyone a kettlebell workout because we got to wrap this up. We usually go for 50 minutes with Feeney. I think we're at an hour plus. We did take a break for the check, but again,
That's important.
You're a wonderful guest. I could talk to you forever. I'm learning so much. I love hearing all the wonderful things that you did, and I can't thank you for your service. It truly means the world.
Well, thank you for your service too, Eric.
I know. I did.
Yeah,
I was a Boy Scout in the National Guard. No, I'm
no,
kidding. Compared to you,
no, not compared. I mean, different time, different place, different circumstances. People who serve. Yeah, and they make that decision to serve, and that should be recognized, no matter what. If it's reserves, guard, active,
all right.
you make that decision to serve. You know the consequences of serving and what kind of entails. So, hats off to anybody that has served.
Hey, man, I really appreciate that. Kind words. Because sometimes I do knock myself, but I did do 8 years. I didn't see any combat.
I was in 17
I
years
trained-
before I went to combat.
Wow.
17 years before I went to combat. Yeah. So,
Amazing. Way to look at it that way. But it helped me so much in my path and it allowed me to go to school, the GI Bill, the tuition waiver.
yeah.
It gave me some discipline. It gave me some physical fitness. It let me travel, first time ever on a plane. I met people from all over the world. The first time I'm from a diverse community in Waterbury, Connecticut. I met a guy, he was from West Virginia. He never saw a black person before. I went and approached my friend and said, "What's up?" He looked at me like, "You're the first white person to ever approach me to say what's up." Because he was like from Kansas. I still remember that. And so I'm like, such Tennessee guy was really religious and telling me about, I need to start going to church and believing in God. And one dude told me about plucking my eyebrows because I had like a unibrow. So all these memories and basic training. I got an awesome video. Oh, we got to pull that video up. Me in the gas chamber at basic training.
Snot coming out of your nose,
Yes.
coughing.
We're going to put it right here. My buddy Spunk's hitting me on the back of the head because we turn and you got to walk out, but the person in front's not walking out. And we're yelling, "Move." Because that gas chamber experience, unforgettable.
unforgettable and unforgivable.
But the snots. But I don't know how it was a VHS tape for the graduation. I didn't even
Does the audience know what that is?
I know.
A VHS tape.
But I got it put on DVD, and I put it on the computer.
All right.
I have it. And then we'll show that last kettlebell pic. One more kettlebell pic of me lifting with Mike, and I was sore for like 3 days because of that. We're going to give us a kettlebell workout, tell us the benefits of that, and then we're going to do closing remarks. This is great.
All right.
It's been fun.
Yeah.
Start with the swing.
The swing?
What do you think? Is that
The swing is one of the most basic moves to be able to
yeah.
Engage your core, your hips, the lumbar hip pelvis complex, legs, shoulders. It is, and it's a basic move to get to several different moves, whether you're cleaning, with snatching, whatever. But yeah, the swing is by far and away one of the first things you need to learn, but you need to learn to do it right, you know?
Yep.
Otherwise you'll end up with a bad lower back.
Got to reach out like you're hiking a
Hiking a football up.
And then don't put the
kettlebell doesn't go below your knees, or your hands can't go below your knees. Right. But the horn of the kettlebell, you stays right up tight there.
Yep.
And it's your hips that move it out.
And then just a little squeeze them and snap them in.
Yep.
And that actually has been helping my knee pain, because if you strengthen your glutes and your hips and your
mid glutes,
hammies,
yeah,
it just takes away some knee pain. So swings. Deadlifts.
Just a basic move. Again, your hips, your upper shoulders, your trapezius muscles, all getting engaged with a deadlift, with a kettlebell.
I really like the pulls now too.
It's the high pulls though.
Yeah. Feel it right here. Ooh, yeah. Get that.
There you go.
Get them lats. Pulls, and then the
presses. Yeah.
And very important that you draw the line down the middle.
Yep.
Am I stealing your thunder? Because
No. I mean, you're doing a great job.
You're the trainer.
So I must have trained you well.
Yeah, it was great.
It
was a wonderful. Yes, it was a wonderful workout. 20 minutes, dripping wet.
Yeah.
What else can you ask for?
Yeah.
In and out.
Gets after it. Cardio, intense. You burn a lot of calories doing that.
So check them out. Go to the JCC.
Yeah, I'm doing a pop-up class.
Coach or Mike.
I'm doing a pop-up class.
Upcoming events. Share them.
Thursday at 4:00 at the JCC. I'm doing a kettlebell pop-up class.
This Thursday?
Whoever wants to be there at 4:00. 4:00 in the afternoon.
I won't hear by then, but you got any future ones after that?
No, not planned right now. This is just see how it goes. Depending on how it goes, I may do some more.
Thursday. I think I can make that. I got to check my schedule.
You'll be my demonstrating student.
Yes.
There you go.
Okay.
No, the idea is to basically teach a couple basic moves and then put together a couple flows and just let people go through it. Maybe 30 minutes. It's going to be 30 minutes because I want to make sure everybody does it safely and all. But just kind of explain it and get people interested in it.
Love it. I got an upcoming event. Hopefully, maybe you're free. Bring the grandkids. But we're doing Friends of Feeney night at the Wolfpack game. Saturday, February 21st. It's a hockey. You ever been to Wolfpack hockey?
Have not been to Wolfpack hockey game. No.
Come on. Sonar's going to come by. We're getting swag from Pink Flamingo. It's 90s night, so we're going to get some neon headbands. It's going to be a great night. We'll share the link. $30. Saturday, February 21st. Oh, boy. At 19:30.
19:30.
Military time.
Absolutely.
Maybe you got somewhere to put that? That's for you.
All right.
Again, it was an honor. Oh, our motto's be a good friend.
Be a good friend.
Trash.
Yeah.
Hold the door. Give compliments and be charitable. Don't be a blue falcon.
Yeah. Don't want to do that.
So our motto today is be a good friend.
Be a good friend.
Don't be a blue falcon.
That's a good way to put it.
You know what a blue falcon is?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Did you ever encounter blue falcons? How did you treat blue falcons?
Like pariahs. Yeah, no, that's you. I mean, when you see somebody treat somebody like that, always to make themselves be better or look better.
Yeah.
That's unconscionable. I mean, I have very little patience for people like that. It's my intense look. Yeah. No, it's.
So all you listeners out there, don't ever be a blue falcon. Go ahead and look that up. Any closing remarks? I had a wonderful time chatting with you.
Hey, Eric, I really appreciate this. This was fun. I had no idea what to do on a podcast, but you have made this so easy, and it's been enjoyable. Yeah, first one ever.
Nice.
Yeah.
Who's a better interview, me or Dennis House?
You know, I'm going to go on a limb and say you are.
Let's go.
We've engaged here. You know, this has been, and Dennis had like 5 minutes for me. You know, that was it. Yeah, he's got to do a lot of people, and a lot of things, and
He's
so
an amazing person. I
I love Dennis. Yeah,
podcast guest number 25. Go back quite some time, and he hosted our trivia on episode 50 for our
and I am
celebration.
138.
You're 138. No, 158.
158.
158. Colonel Mike Cabrey.
Awesome.
I think we hit them all on the head. We'll say be a good friend on 3. 1, 2, 3. Be a good friend.
At the friends of Feeney.